and let's say hello to everybody to the internet world who's joining us today on a special March Madness edition. So today we're going to be maybe doing a little play-by-play, having some fun. It's not going to be as square boxed as some of the other stuff that we've done. I'm really looking forward to it. Dave, I'm glad you're joining me for today for today's play-by-play March Madness style.
Dude, today is going to be phenomenal. We're taking 4 big manufacturers, 4 of their best-selling conference speakerphones. We're testing them, we're reviewing them, and we have our special guest on board that's going to give us some third-party input, some unbiased info.
Absolutely. You know, we're kind of more salesmen by nature, right? And it's good to have somebody, you know, like when we had Delane on a couple of weeks back, she was really good because she brought, you know, her own point of view and that's what we want. We want somebody in this situation that has a professionally tuned ear that's been playing professionally for quite some time. She knows vocals and tones and notes and highs and lows and everything in between. So I thought we'd have somebody like that. And she knows a little bit about style and fashion as well. I'll let her go into all that stuff. I don't want to steal her thunder. So let's get right into it, Ori. We got a lot to cover today. So let's go right into the trivia question. All right. This is a really cool one. What are the odds of picking a perfect March Madness bracket? In the NCAA March Madness bracket is the one that we're talking about for those that may not be a basketball aficionados. So what's the chances? A, 1 in 1 million, B, 1 in 10 million, C, 1 in 100 million, D, 1 in 1 billion, or E, too high to even count? Stay tuned to the end. We'll reveal the answer. Woo! All right, here we go. Now, let's introduce our special guest today. Today, we have award-winning artist Ashley Cash from Woven Green. She has she's published several records. She's an independent musician, a vocal coach, owner of Potomac Falls Music in Sterling, Virginia, and she's also released along with Jim Cash an album called Into the Bloom in 2017, which is now signed for publishing license on the Discover TV network. So anything like the history and all that some of that music, when it plays in the background, it may be some of their music. So needless to say, she's been on a bunch of interviews, and they've played her music in over 250 radio stations in the US. So without further ado, let's bring on the talented Ashley Cash.
Hey guys.
Ashley, welcome to the show.
How's it going?
All right, doing good.
What are we doing?
We're gonna do. You're joining us today to help judge some of the different criteria to pick a winner for today's March Madness. So let's talk. Let's tell our audience a little bit about what they're gonna see today. So today we're gonna put our 4 finalists. Thank you, Ori. We're gonna have, these are our brackets. We've got the Yealink and Poly speakers up against the EPOS, which is Sennheiser, and Jabra. So we pitted the 2 Danish companies against an American and then it would be a Chinese company. Yealink is from China, but they've been around for several years making desk phones. Oh, there we go, Ori. Thanks for putting up the bracket. And a little bit about how we're gonna do this. So Jim is Ashley's better half. I've got him on the brain. So Ashley and Dave, what we're gonna do is we're all gonna judge each criteria, and it's majority wins. So 2 out of the 3 must pick a winner in order for them to move on, essentially, or get awarded a point. And once we do that, we're gonna determine the winners, and then they'll move on to the next round. Right. So we're gonna have exactly. So just to warm them up, just theoretically, let's Ori just give them a little bit of a poof. Yes, and they win, and that'll be the winner. So two out of three of us, or maybe all three of us, have to no, two out of three have to agree, and then they're awarded a point. Okay.
I like it. That sounds fun.
All right, awesome. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with the action. So out of the East region, or we are going to start with Yealink against Poly, and what we've got here, and for the East, we've got representing out of the West Coast, the team Poly. They are really making a big splash with this new design, this new form factor that they've got. And we've got team Yealink from the Far East. They are the up and comer. They are the newbie into the Final Four. We haven't seen them there before. They're certainly making a lot of noise, and we think we're going to see a lot of good things out of them as well. So good luck to both of you. All right, there we go. Let's go. Let's get into the categories. So Ori, let's go ahead. Let's see. So what do we have up first? Style? Is that what we're style? Okay. So we've got this one is a more subjective. Now, we're not really doing this is not so much scientific, like we're taking measuring sticks and rulers and meters and trying to do that. On style, it's more about how does this thing look? How does it appeal to just right out of the box? From a eye candy perspective, would somebody pick this up and be like, "Whoa!" And one of the things that I can do, Ori, is if you'd like on my shot, I can bring. First, we'll start with the Yealink. I can hold that up, and what we've got is a round style of design. Let me bring that into focus. There we go. A round style. Well, a lot of folks refer to this as a hockey puck design. We've got virtual buttons. Which we'll get to that in a moment. So it doesn't have any raised buttons or tactile. It's got a metal finish on the top grill, and it's got an interesting little kickstand on the back. And so it's fairly lightweight, but it is the hockey puck style design, which is what a lot of folks are moving towards. Or actually, it's. Thank you, Ori. There we go. All right, there we go. I'm not the best fan of white, but that's what we've got on style. Okay, so that's our Yealink. Okay.
All right.
Now,
hockey puck style with a little kickstand for the Yealink. Got it.
Right, and then we're going to Poly. This is very interesting. They're bucking the trend from hockey puck style to a more of a tapered, rectangular style. And what you've got here is a layout from left to right in terms of buttons. And we've got a slim design. It's sort of like a smartphone. If you look at my phone here, this is the Google Pixel. There's a lot of similarities there. And that's on purpose. From what I understand that Sam a couple of weeks ago told us regarding this. It's got a USB cable that tucks underneath, wraps around. All right. It's also designed to be on the go. It comes in with a built-in lanyard port. Okay. So we've got a lanyard port. We've got, instead of just virtual buttons like on the other ones, we also have real tactile buttons, as well as this is a charging port. You can actually charge your phone. If I can get that open. There we go. So you can plug in your smartphone and get a charge. And also, there's the tactile feel for the power button, as well as on the Bluetooth button. They're actual real buttons. Something I actually really like. Instead of but that's just my opinion. Let's see what the panel has to say. Let's start with our special guest, Ashley Cash. What do you think about the two things you've seen here from a style perspective? You're big into the style. You're out there in the public. People see you on stage, and you have all kinds of outfits and things. What do you have to say on style?
That's hilarious. Well, I'm glad that I got dressed up today here.
And you're joining us, just so folks know, are you joining us from Sterling, Virginia, or where are you today?
Sterling, Virginia.
Okay, awesome. Cool.
So my thoughts on the aesthetics are that I would lean towards the poly as a consumer, just from that perspective, because
it's bouncing around. Go ahead.
the is it Yealink? Is that what you said?
Yealink.
Yealink. Okay, so the Yealink is looking to me just that hockey puck style is a little bit like a hot plate or a coaster for my coffee. And I know what's going on my desk, and that's going to happen. So,
Good
so
point.
what you're saying is you might stick. Oh wow, that's cool. I happen to have one. I didn't know you were going to say that, but look at that.
yeah,
It ends up like like you said. Okay.
Now, if Yealink were to combine those features and have a warming speaker at the same time for your coffee cup, that might be.
Ooh. Hey Yealink, you're paying.
No.
I know they watch us, so Yealink may take that into consideration. A heating element for your coffee and for your speakerphone. Interesting. Maybe you should patent that before they take it.
Yeah,
All right.
so yeah, I mean, on a technical level, because I first, as a musician, I'm always thinking about the quality of sound. So aesthetics are
Okay.
always a secondary thing for me when it comes to speakers. So
Okay.
it's sort of a fun thing to say, but it's also like, yeah, but if I were to A/B them and really listen, I'm not.
Yep.
I wouldn't make that call just yet. Based on
We're gonna get there.
All
We're
right.
gonna get there. So on the style, on the style, it sounds like you're leaning towards.
poly. Yeah, yeah.
Polly. Okay, so vote.
Part of it's also that I feel like just looking at it that there's going to be like a larger spectrum that the sound is able to widen, left to right, because
Okay.
it's a little wider. So
Interesting perspective. Dave, what do you say?
You know what Sam did say is something about the style providing a better receive volume because of how the microphones and speakers are laid out. So that style might actually help with some of the receive audio.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, the Yealink product, I like it. It's a disc. I guess I could see myself also accidentally putting my coffee on it, but but it is kind of a Me Too product. That's kind of been the norm out there. And I was on the line the other day. There's a lot of other no-name brand disc products. They're all trying to follow that trend. I got to say this, Poly, even with their previous generation speakerphones, they didn't go the disc route. They went with a square.
Right.
I love the design of this Poly. I love the materials. I love the tactile feel to it. I'd also have to give it over to the Poly for style.
All right. Well, I think you guys have said it well. I really was surprised when I've had the opportunity to play around with this, with actually all of them, all the devices that we have today. And I'll just say, we'll say this to our audience. We're not getting paid by any of these manufacturers to say what we're saying. It's strictly our own opinions. So just take it with your own grain of salt. It's our own opinions. There are no sponsorships or endorsements, so they're not tainted in any way by any money being exchanged. But I'm
available for sponsorship.
Ash, if you want Ashley to push your product, she'd be a great spokesperson for.
I'm a musician. Jeez. During
Right.
COVID.
Exactly. All right. I know. Yeah. So if you're out there looking for a pitch woman, is there such a word? Is that the pitch woman, Ashley, or pitch person?
Sure.
A pitch person. We get the pronouns correct. A pitch person. Ashley's available for pitching a product. I would have to give it to the Poly. It's in the trend with what's happening out there right now. It's not another Me Too. And it certainly catches your attention. And if you did have one on a table, it's not going to have a coffee mug laid on top of it. But I think it's going with that natural look. It's got some denim on it. So I'd go, and so that's 3 for 3. Whoosh, and it goes in all net. we give the style over to Yealink. Okay, so let's go to the other.
To Poly.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Poly.
So the point goes to Poly.
Poly going. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for picking that up. I totally flubbed that one. Okay, so let's jump into the next thing: audio pickup or mic pickup. Ori, you've got those queued up. All right. So what we're gonna do here. So this is where you want to throw a listen up, Ori. Yay! So with this piece of segment, what you're going to get is some audio. So if you are listening to us today on your speakerphone or on your laptop, if you have an opportunity to throw in some headphones, go ahead and do that now. You're going to get to hear the audio much better, and you're going to hear some of the smaller nuances here. So without further ado, let's go to the audio. I'm standing at a distance of 6 feet with a clear line of sight to the speakerphone. Does your brand stand out when you talk on your device? This has been a test using the Yealink CP700. I'm standing at a distance of 6 feet with a clear line of sight to the speakerphone. Does your brand stand out when you talk on your device? This has been a test using the Poly Sync 20. All right, so there you have it. This is a really hard thing to judge if you don't have headphones on. I listened to it myself several times before. It's a tough category. This is where I really need the expertise of an Ashley to give us some support. I need some customer support, Ashley. Tell us what we need to do. Or do you need another round to hear that?
I could probably tell you what I heard based off
Okay.
of that. Okay, so I heard that there was a stronger saturation of sound in
that
the
word.
poly. So you've got more frequency range that's saturated. But at the same time, with the poly, you're also picking up a lot more like background noise. So I was hearing more, maybe you have to adjust your noise gate or something like that on your settings if you're using that, or being careful about what you're broadcasting with extra noise. So
Okay. All right. Good to know.
So it was a slightly thinner sound to the frequency range on the Yealink.
Okay. And so who would you give the basket to on that one?
Poly.
Polly. Okay. Dave.
You know what? Not to be extremely technical like Ashley, that poly,
Saturation, boy.
I could tell
like that.
immediately. You know what? The Yealink sounded good. It'd get you through. But if I had the choice to make, and if I had an opportunity to hear both, I would also be picking the poly for voice pickup.
All right. Let's see the bouncing ball. Let me tell you how that test was done. I stood about 6 feet away with a clear line of sight from the devices. So, and all of these mic pickup tests. So, I'm going to just go against the grain against you two on this one. I'm going to say the Yealink, but I'm overruled by it because 2 out of 3, you guys would give it to Polly. All right.
All right.
So on that one,
overturned on that one, Rolando.
that's all right. That's all right. I'm just going to keep track of
In your face.
So we've got 1 and 1. So we've got Polly, and we've got actually no, that's Polly twice. Okay, I'm just keeping track of the score here. It's going to be. Oh wait, there we go. It's right on the screen. Thank you. I don't need to keep track of it. Thank you. So let's go to the next round of criteria, which is price. People look at price. People shop on price all the time. It is not the best way to gauge the performance of the device because there's so many variables, but people still look at it. So let's give you the prices, okay? The Yealink is priced at $145, MSR of $145, and the Poly is priced $199. And these are prices that include the Bluetooth dongle, so you get that with both of these. And I guess if we're just going straight from numbers, the price alone, Yealink has to win. I don't know. There's not much to guess about that one. Panel?
Price
Nope,
alone, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. The
Right?
price-
Price has to go to Yealink.
Numbers
Right.
don't lie. Numbers don't lie.
Numbers
Agreed.
don't lie, right? There we go. Shoosh, nothing but net again. Oh, there we go. So Yealink wins that. So they pick up a point. So let's go to battery life. This is actually a really important one, especially if you're on the go, you're moving around. Hopefully soon there's more return to office. We're hearing more and more of a hybrid style of return to work where some people will be at home, some people in the office. So if you're moving in and out, of your home or in and out of the office, battery life becomes a key thing. If you're traveling again, battery life becomes even more important. This one's pretty straightforward. Both of them have what they advertise as the battery life. On the Yealink, we've got 9 hours, and on the Poly, we have 20. So I think this one's just straight across the board. Nothing really to debate here, panel, right? 20 hours is better.
20 hours is better. Good job, Paulie.
All right. So point goes to Poly on this one. And again, nice, done. All right. They just keep hitting these free throws. Are they free throws or 2-pointers or 3-pointers? We forgot. We didn't go over that. And we didn't go over
Looks
that
like
in
free throws.
It's
Looks like free throws.
Free
if
throws?
only worth one.
Okay, so they're free throws. Okay, cool. Next one. Oh, here we go. We're going to need Ashley's expertise here as well. We're going to we're down to the clutch here in the final few seconds, and we're going to see if who comes through. So these are both audio clips, all right, that we're going to play here to see what happens in the last few seconds. The first. Okay, thank you for reminding me about that. So let me shoot this over to Dave and Ashley while I set that up so that we can get the live on that. So we're going to do these live so that folks get to see. And the reason we're going to do this next two live is that we could have recorded these audio clips that you're about to hear or are about to hear through this microphone, but we want you to have an idea of what it's really like, what it's going to sound, because we're broadcasting through the internet. We want it to be more real world than in a lab or sitting in a booth where you got completely no noises. We want it to be real world. So I got some stuff going on, and you're going to be more than likely sending this through the internet. If this is going to be on Zoom or Skype or whatever. So I'm going to do that. So Dave, take over for a few seconds while I set up.
All right, so while Rolando is getting all this set up, if you're watching us live, if you have any questions, we'd love to know where you're watching us from, what kind of products you've had experience with. I have a feeling that Rolando really wants to set this up and do a live thing so he can show us his new dance move that he had practiced yesterday. He was talking about some dance routines, some special dance move, and if I know Rolando, he's going to pull this one out of his hat somewhere. So that'll be pretty interesting. We've done some testing with this, Ashley. I think you're going to be really impressed with the audio. I don't know if you've ever seen his dance moves. We have. Not as impressive, but he tries really hard.
Is that the next segment? Are we going to be judging?
I didn't agree to that, so I guess I'm hoping we don't have a dance off. But then again, I might have some fans out there that might want to see what I can do. All right, so Rolando, you're queuing up the Yealink first or the Poly first?
I'm queuing both of them up, making sure they're connected, so that we can. There we go. We've got those.
Awesome.
So we've got we're doing voice test. Okay, yes. We're gonna do voice first, and just a second.
Device connected.
Oh, did you hear that? The Yealink has a British voice for device connected. Okay, here we go.
I like the different accents that they put on here.
So we've got your music queued up. What I can't find for the life of me right now is the voice side. There's two clips. One is going to be music, and one is going to be just voice. Just give me one more second. See if I can grab that from over here. That one doesn't want to play nice.
Sounds like they have a timeout. Maybe there was a commercial break.
They're getting Gatorade on the sidelines. Okay, let me.
All right. So again, if you're watching us on Amazon, you can see on our carousel we have a few different bundles of both the Yealink and the Polycom products. We have it with and without the USB dongle. So you can purchase what you feel is appropriate for you. Again, if you're taking or using calls on your laptop or computer, go with the bundle that has that USB dongle, the Bluetooth dongle. It's going to make a world of difference for your audio quality. So Rolando, with this here, Are you doing this from your cell phone or from your computer?
Okay.
I think we lost Rolando. I didn't hear him just there. I don't know if he had lost us. And
I still hear you.
nope.
No.
Yeah, we're not hearing you, Rolando.
Uh-oh.
I can hear Rolando.
You hear me? Dave? You not hearing me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3,
No.
4, 5.
So something may have paired up. Something is interrupting your pairing. Ashley, he has enough Bluetooth signal in there to
Okay.
bake a potato, I'm sure.
What's it doing to his brain?
Okay, so I've got the clip. So
All right,
so
audio
Ori,
is back now.
the so for some reason the voice the sound audio that we had is not playing. So we're just
I'm
gonna
not
do the
hearing
sound
your
music.
audio. Ashley, do you hear Rolando?
Yes.
You do?
Okay.
Very
Dave, can you hear
strange.
me? Yeah, Dave.
I lost you.
Dave. So Dave's the one having technical difficulty. It is live, so that's the kind of stuff that happens when you go live, right? Dave.
I'm still hearing you,
Okay.
Rolando. If you want
Okay,
to queue
good.
up the-
So, yep, I'm going to cue up the song. Okay, so what I learned was that we've got to do this like this. I'm just going to play a second to see if we're too loud. Ori, tell me if the level's too loud and I can bring it down, okay? Lower it. Okay, too loud. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Is that right? Okay, here we go. So what we've got first up is the Yealink.
Okay, then we'll do the poly.
Okay. So that's the Yealink. So give me a second here. Yep, just a second. Oh my. Here's what's crazy is that it's playing everything now but the song we need. Hold on. No. Okay, here we go. There we go. Let's go back. Okay. So we've got both of those there. Let's go to the expert, Ashley. What do you like first, the first or the second one?
Second one. Yep. The bass response is definitely superior on the poly.
Okay, so okay.
If I were to, the first one doesn't sound bad at all. I mean, it sounds really good. But it does sound a little closer to a like an iPhone, just speaker in the room, that like
Okay.
Compression of the low end.
Okay. That's all right. Well, I got to tell you, then the clips you're hearing are from Ashley Cash's library of enormous songs, and this was lifted up, right?
Yep, that's right.
Okay. So I happen to like the poly. This is where I think it's so much. It's got definitely more bass in it.
Yep.
And if you were going to use it for music purposes, I would have to give this one to Poly. They definitely have the edge on this one. I know Dave's having some difficulties trying to get back up, but were you able to hear that at all, Dave, before we shoot the hoop?
I did hear a little bit of it. I'm surprised you weren't dancing. I actually also
I'm
really
sitting
like that
today.
song.
I'm sitting. If
Sorry
I was
for the
standing,
technical issue there. If I can just get that wrapped around. So I have to say that
Device
Poly,
one connected.
that Poly makes me want to dance. So I think that sound comes through there just amazing.
okay. So edge goes to Poly again on this one. They're just amassing points, and so that really. I think those are the. Is that it, Ori? We got all the categories there. Okay, so we've got a bracket winner right now. We can announce advancing to the finals would be the PolySync 20.
And the crowd goes wild.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and by the way, these are all really good companies that make good products. But we're talking Final Fours here. The small things is what's going to make the difference. And so we've got the Poly advancing and the Yealink. Thank you for playing today. Poly advances. Now let's go to the next bracket. This is the West Region bracket between the two Danish powerhouses, Jabra and EPOS, formerly known as Sennheiser. Sennheiser is world known for sound, and Jabra has been out there. They're also aligned with a division within the company that makes hearing aids. So they also specialize in audio and sound. So in the Western bracket, we got EPOS and Jabra. Go ahead, Ori, roll it. And fighting in this seed, we've got an all-Danish affair with Team EPOS having just rebranded themselves from being known as Sennheiser. They are now known as Team EPOS, and we've got Team Jabra also in Denmark. These two are very, very well matched, well pitted. We'll see how they stack up against each other in this seed, and they're fighting to get into that finals after battling through a bunch of other contenders. Let's go to the action and see how they stack up. All right, so we're going to start with the Jabra. Give me a second just to see that we've got the right audio levels here, because oh, thank you, Ori. I started in reverse order. Let's go to style. I still have this on the brain. All right, so let's go to style. And what we've got here with the Jabra and the Poly, let me pick up the Jabra. All right, let's start with that guy first. So we've got another hockey puck style of design. Let me move over here. There we go. And what you will see is it's got a raised speaker. It's got the USB tucked in underneath here. All right. They're virtual buttons, so you've got to touch them for them to come on. I've got this one already turned on, and so the power button is what you're seeing. All right. It's got a mesh grill. It's kind of a polished black kind of look, and when you touch it, you see the rest of the buttons come to life. Okay. So that's the Jabra Speak 750. And then we've got the EPOS, which is also in the hockey puck style. Here we've got some a very polished metal kind of look. We've got a metal grill as well. In the case of the 750, it looked kind of metallic, but it's actually it's plastic, where you've got a grill. It's actual real metal. This one does feel a little heavier, and I'm not sure why, but probably some of the components are heavier. It does feel a little bit different. Again, and you've got the raised buttons. It's got all of the similar bells and whistles as the Jabra does. On the Jabra, you do have a kickstand, whereas we don't have that on the EPOS. As you can see, there's a kickstand. Okay, EPOS has a no kickstand, but it's got the raised buttons, and it's got on the back, it's got a compartment like the Jabra for the USB. Let me turn that around. And for the dongle, okay, right in there. A small note on the on the EPOS. It comes with a USB-C kind of connector, but it includes in the box an adapter for C to A connectivity. I'm just going to look right into the camera and say, I wish all of you manufacturers, Jabra, Yealink, and Poly, all did the same thing. Just include the adapter. They may have their reasons why they don't do that, but I just love the fact that you can just take this out of the box from a customer service standpoint. And we work with customers all the time, Dave. It'd be so much easier if in the box they had everything they needed. And this is one aspect that I have to give kudos to EPOS for doing, putting the C to A adapter. So it doesn't matter what computer you have, you're just going to get everything in the box that you need. No guesswork. No, by the way, I ordered the wrong thing, which happens. So Jabra, Yealink, Poly, please add a USB-C to A adapter in the box and make life easier. All right. So
if you don't, partners like us will. We'll bundle it. We'll put it together. We like to make things easier for our customers. So we're happy to do that if you won't make that move.
Well, it's a good one. I'm taking that one to the bank. I hope, Ori, we'll take a note of that. We'll make that suggestion to our team so we could start bundling it that way as well. So we go to Ashley with the style points. Ashley, break it down.
All right. So style. Okay, I'd say Jabra is winning for sure with that kickstand and the fact that the speaker itself isn't flat. It looks like it's got a little more going on with the ability of the sound to kind of have more wide range for the audio. So that's just a thought, but I'm definitely putting the point on the Jabra.
Dave.
I like both of these products so much. You know, it's almost like I like the materials on the EPOS side. I like that it's not the faux aluminum or faux metal, but I really like the management of the flush button, or I should say the virtual buttons and the kickstand. You know what? I'm flipping a coin in my head, and I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with the Jabra on this product, on the style as well.
Oh, it's two to one. Okay, two on Jabra. It's it's tough style wise. I love the kickstand. I can't disagree with you on that, Dave. It is really really cool. It's just one of those things. But there's two reasons I like the EPOS. I like the all-in-one, everything in the box, the adapter being in the box, and something that I just realized in touching these devices at the same time, the EPOS is heavier, and it sometimes psychological things play with your mind, like heavier means better, right?
Substantial.
So it does have a different feel in your hand when it's slightly heavier than the Jabra. And those are the two things and the buttons. I love the buttons. Like, I love that you can actually feel the buttons on here. There's no guesswork. And these buttons are always there. They're not virtual. So from that standpoint, there's no guesswork. I don't have to know if I have it on or off or whatever. I know there's a mute button here. I know there's a power button there. And I like that. So I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm going to give that one to EPOS. But I'm overruled. In this case, Jabra takes it to the net and scores. All right. So let's keep it going. Mike pickup. So, Ori, you've got those two? All right. Go for it.
I'm standing at a distance of 6 feet with a clear line of sight to the speakerphone. Does your brand stand out when you talk on your device? This has been a test using the EPOS SP30.
And now the Jabra. Go for it.
Standing at a distance of 6 feet with a clear line of sight to the speakerphone. Does your brand stand out when you talk on your device? This has been a test using the Jabra Speak 750.
All right, there you have it. Ashley, I turn to you, expert
right.
on the panel.
All right, it goes to Jabra on my end over here. For sure, I think, I don't know if it's the kickstand or what, but with the audio kind of moving towards you 6 feet away as you're listening when you were recording it, That's a big difference than it going upwards in the room. I could hear a lot more saturation again, and there was a lot more noise on the Sennheiser.
Okay.
So maybe it was just how I was perceiving the audio on that, but I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with the Sennheiser on this one. There wasn't a huge difference. I was assuming maybe you did have the kickstand up for the Jabra, but I'm surprised that the Jabra, in my opinion, didn't have a better pickup if you were using that kickstand. But my vote on that is gonna go with the EPOS solution.
Okay. All right. So I'm really down the middle on this, and this is terrible because now we have a split decision on this. We're gonna have to leave this one since it's a split decision. To me, they were fairly even. And by the way, this one wasn't with the kickstand up. In the picture it looks up, but they were all flat. They were all laid flat so that every one of them had the ability to pick up audio in the same direction. Let me see. Let me ask my producer. What did you hear? So I'm a split decision. We have 1 and 1. Can you be the tiebreaker, Ori? Oh, Ori, the producer gives it to EPOS on this one. He just made it in. Oh, EPOS eking out. So we're tied right here. Let's see what we've got now. We got price. This is straightforward. Okay, we've got $259 for the EPOS, and we've got $330 for Jabra. Whoa. So advantage goes to EPOS. Okay, next we've got battery life talk time. Right, and we've got that, Ori. Okay. All right, we've got this one's also. I think yep, we've got the wrong graphic on there. There we go. There we go. So on this one, again, we're just using what is on the documentation of the spec sheet. So this one's straightforward again. This one's 18 hours for the EPOS.
Numbers don't lie.
No, there you go. And what we've got next is the audio test. So will Jabra make it out of this or not? So let's see. I've got those connected. Let's see. The Jabra's up first. All right. Let me unlock this bad. Yep. Hold on. Okay. So let me rewind it. Let me know if it's too high, Ori. But I think we've got it right on this one.
Good.
Okay, so that's Jabra one. Okay, now just give me a second here to add EPOS. EPOS, are you here? You should be here, EPOS. There we go. All right. Ooh, too high. Wow.
The only way we're gonna save this ship from sinking is to lift it up. All of us.
Told you he was going to start dancing.
So, what do you think? What do you think, Ashley? Your music being played back, which one would you want to listen to?
That was a clear, like, no doubt, that second one. The EPOS, right?
Yep, the EPOS one.
Totally undeniably better. The big difference that I heard was, aside from the bass response being more, balanced, on the Jabra, it was like the high end was really, really brash, like kind of that sibilance in the voice where it gets kind of gritty, where you sort of hear it and you're like, eek. So
Yeah.
that high end was a little too boosted and it lost the balance compared, like they're really, I mean, uncomparable. It's probably because Sennheiser's, kind of been doing the music microphone thing for a long time. So
Right.
they're
So
bringing in a good thing there.
it's probably in their wheelhouse doing music. Okay, so let's Dave.
Hey, I just got to say, I know that these products are not designed for people casually listening to music at home. That's not what they're marketed. That's not their primary market. However, I've had a chance myself to use these all for music, and in this example right here, that EPOS product that blows that Jabra away for the sound
My
of
goodness.
music. Blows
There
them
we
away.
go. It blows it away. So my vote doesn't matter, but I can't disagree with anything like that. I will tell you that my 2 cents on it is that I had used the Speak 7, it was before that, the 710, for quite some time. And when I got a hold of this EPOS, I was blown, just like you two, I was blown away by the audio quality on this for music. I mean, they do very well. They're on the voice when you're using Zoom, but even when you're using Zoom or any of the other platforms, those voices come to life. And then you throw music, if you ever listen to music, which a lot of people do, the difference is enormous, especially when you go to listening to music. And I can't disagree with you. So now we have a head-to-head on the finals, and we've got a very interesting SmackDown finals. All right. It is Poly from the West Coast. They're West Coast California company versus EPOS from Denmark, representing the other side of the pond. All right. So let's get this finale on. So in our finale, in our finals, we are going to do a very interesting, it's going to be even less scientific, right? Because these are two really good products. They both have shown their abilities to wow the audience, wow the crowd, and win and get into the finals by hitting almost all their free throws. So, Ori, we're going to cue up the neat trick. So the way we're going to judge this one is as who has the best neat trick, right? And so we shot some footage and thought long and hard, what are some of the neat things these products can individually do? And we're going to throw it to the Poly first. Oh, okay. So let's do the EPOS first. Okay. So we're going to do the neat trick for the EPOS. So go ahead, EPOS. Show us your neat trick. We'll go ahead and shoot that in a basketball hoop. All right. Let's do it. Wow, EPOS! Did you see that? It shot a free throw. It bounced in, and so one of the things that I was talking about earlier is I really love the fact that it comes in with the USB adapter for both computers, so that a user can basically use it no matter where they go. If they use a different computer, they don't, or even if it have enterprise users. Sometimes, things change. You buy another laptop or a different one, and you're stuck with, and you don't need to go buy that or an adapter. Everything in the box. So EPOS was telling us, hey, nobody else has this, so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to shoot it through a basket, which is what it did. And it shot it through a basket in slow-mo. So that was a cool, neat trick. So, and now we go to the Poly. Polly told us it could take a shower. I said, all right, do it. So it took a bath, literally. And that was from one of our previous episodes. And the Poly actually still works. And that's the same one that you saw on that screen is this guy right here. It's the exact same one. And it did the job. You didn't know that, Ashley, but I knew that. Dave knew that. And so it still functions even after taking a bath. And we had Sam from Poly on a couple of weeks ago, and he says, I wouldn't recommend doing that, but it is rated as a waterproof device. So we want to put it to the test. And so it passes the job of of doing of taking a shower, taking a bath, or in this, if you spilled a little water or something, or you have a kid and it, something gets knocked over. I mean, you can't see my desk, but if I accidentally knock something on my desk, and that happens, life happens, and it's meant to be taken outdoors, and in the outdoors you're going to get moisture and rain, and it still won't damage it. So I'll turn to our special guest. Tell us, Ashley, which one performed the better neat trick?
Well, I would go with that poly at the end there. That's pretty cool, especially if you do have a problem with coffee cups on desks, and that I will vote on that one for sure.
Okay, so Polly gets the vote from Ashley. Dave, better neat trick, Polly or EPOS?
You know what? EPOS fought a good fight. They came all the way through. It came down to what do they say? It was a buzzer beater. EPOS, again, you put up a great fight, but I gotta put it down. I gotta give Paulie the point here. The waterproof is something that we've already seen with some folks that it would be valuable in the real world. There's a lot of folks that are not just in the office, they're outside, they're in the elements, and that's protecting their investment in the technology. So I'm going to give it to Paulie on this one.
You guys are not. You guys are saying all the right things. Because I can't disagree with anything you've said, and I think these two devices, the EPOS and the Poly, both performed well. They did well in our challenge as real world devices. All kidding aside, both of them were real good. And the neat trick with the water is that by far the better trick. So I will have to give the edge by a hair, by a bath, over to the Poly folks and the Poly Sync 20. And our winner is the Poly Sync 20. They've won the March Madness. Dave, what do they get for winning the March Madness challenge? The crowd. What's that?
They get they get a trophy. I thought, don't they? They get a big trophy.
Ori, do we have a trophy or no? Just Ori, our producer, says there's no trophy on the graphic, so I
thought that this was a dance off at the end.
Oh! It was. I'd have to. Okay, so what we're gonna do? Do we have time for the questions, Ori? Okay, so Ashley, since we have you on, what we do is with our guests, we like to bring them on and ask them just some questions so our audience gets to know them a little bit better. And just you're human, I'm a human. What else besides judging and being fantastic at audio you do or you like? So we've got a couple rapid fire questions. What's your favorite? Who is your favorite musician or musical group?
Oh my God.
That is an impossible question.
I'm not ready for this. That actually feels impossible to me.
I know it's asking a lot of a musician, but
favorite. I mean, God,
you got to pick one.
I don't know. That's really hard. I guess I'll go with Stevie Nicks.
She's great.
Fleetwood
She's a
Mac.
great.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac. All right. Favorite app on your phone?
All right. This is rapid fire, but I need to look at my phone real quick.
That's all right. Take a look.
Let's see.
Any cool ones that you've been playing around with, or one that you like?
I mean, in my world, everything right now is about business and
okay, and you're talking to
and,
business crowd, so that's okay.
So I'm just super excited that I got this little client portal app for my taxes. It's called Canopy. I was so excited. I got to upload my tax information differently from my phone this year.
That makes life a lot easier, right? And better. Okay, so plug for Canopy. And what's your favorite type of food?
Wow. I've been on a kick lately making dumplings. So I've been enjoying some Asian food, like
yum dumplings.
Steamed dumpling.
All right.
Yeah.
And lastly, it's a multiple choice here. Preferred method of communication: email, text, phone call, or instant message / DM or DM.
I'm gonna go with text.
And so your text.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. She's bucking the trend, Dave. We've had, I think, 3 in a row that came in and said phone calls.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
interesting.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Maybe she's younger than all of those folks that we've had. Maybe that's what it is. That's
I adapted
probably
to
what
the
it is.
text thing, maybe.
Yeah.
I
You
resisted at first.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, we want to thank you, Ashley, for coming on today. You've been such a wonderful sport, lending a wonderful ear and into our audience with your expertise and knowledge, with our very unscientific experiments that we've done. So thank you for
Thanks
coming
a lot
on
for
today.
having
You have an open
thank you so
invitation
much.
anytime you want to come again. And if you like this content, I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the whistles, all the buttons, and everything you can. Because, Dave, we come out with a bunch of little nuggets from time to time that we don't have scheduled like this. We do come in live every Tuesday at 1 p.m. East Coast time. But we release other things that if you're not subscribed or getting the notification, you will not see.
You're going to miss it. So how about this trivia question, Rolando?
Yes.
We're going to throw that over to Ashley. We're going to let Ashley give us her answer on
My
this.
answer. 100 million.
You 100 million. So the question was, what are the odds of predicting a perfect bracket? The answer. Do we have it, Ori?
Ashley is saying C.
It's too high to count. It is a 9. How do you say? Quintillion? Tillion?
9 quintillion, 223 quadrillion, 372 trillion, 36 billion, 854 million, 775,808.
Holy smokes, Batman. That is a big number. Now, what we also uncovered, also from this DePaul University math professor, that is that your odds improve closer to 120 million or billion, I can't remember, Ori, if you have a little bit of knowledge about basketball instead of 9 gazillion.
So we have someone chiming in from Amazon. His name's
Okay.
Noah, and Noah wants to give everybody a little bit of advice here on their picks.
Okay.
So he's saying, you know what, the easy pick to win it is Gonzaga, but San Diego State they've won their last 15 games.
Okay.
So somehow West Virginia is somehow a 3 in March Madness. Noah, you are shook with that. I think Noah's going to say San Diego State. So everybody, listen to Noah. You just increased your odds tremendously.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm going to throw something in the mix. Virginia's got like 4 or 5 teams in the brackets this year.
Yeah, I think they got 3.
3? We're 3?
Oh,
There's a couple of.
Sorry, they're a 3 pick. My bad.
They are, but in terms of schools, we've got 5 schools: James Madison, Virginia, several others that are in there in the mix. So, big ups to Virginia teams. Keep it coming. Hopefully, we're gonna pull one off. One of these guys could do it. And lastly, let's announce who is coming up and what we've got. Do we have that, Rory? All right. So on the 23rd, we've got Sharina Kushner of Data Canopy, not the same company as that Canopy app, Ashley, but Data Canopy. They do a lot of cool things. They're involved in data centers. So if you are an IT or telecom manager, pay attention, going to the cloud, those type of things on the 23rd. And we've got a reveal on the 30th with some new Yealink products. They're really cool. They're really changing up. They're flipping up the script here in terms of what's out on the market in terms of hands-free devices. So stay tuned for that. More to come. We'll have some interesting things to show to talk about. All right, Dave, any parting words?
No parting words. This was a ton of fun. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate the participation.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was fun.
All right. Thank you, Ashley, and we'll see you next time.
Next time.